Aloha from under the tree in Maui, nay. Aloha. I'm Grandmaster Yogi Zen, breatharian, and Maha Samadhi enthusiast. Meaning, I want to enter the state where I'm free. I'm in the awe state. I'm constantly absorbing energy. But how can I get there? What's in the way of my blockages? What's holding me back from being that youthful child or baby before it was all contaminated with toxins and ideas and bullshits and philosophies and rudimentary ways of doing life? I'm into being extravagant about life. I'm interested in being playful and free. Every joint being free, spine, every joint, no pain in the joints. If there's no pain, then the mind isn't gravitating to, I feel pain here and I'm restricted and this and that. Where does this pain come from? Where does this stagnation come from? Toxins and accumulation. What happens day over day of eating and consuming? You see, I've been trying to get off this food trip for a long time. I know that it's a deep wound in my being, and that if I stop eating, actually, part of me doesn't exist. Part of me isn't playing the game. Part of me isn't chasing down the next meal. How many of us are planning our next meal a day in advance, or thinking about what we're going to eat tomorrow or today or the next moment? I don't want to have any of those thoughts, and that's the purpose of today's video, is where do those thoughts come from and how to avenge them and get over them so they don't incur to continue to drain yourself of vital energy. How do we get ourselves to be no longer drained of vital energy? That's the purpose. So I'm going to describe a couple things that I do that are absolutely pinnacle for the breatharian process, for the body to start to coming back to balance, back to center, to where you're free of tension, frustration, even thoughts. No thoughts, just divine clarity of peace, of happiness. So this is only for a select few that want to stop themselves on the wheel of getting your ass kicked in the world, of having to deal with people, problems, just to pay the rent, just to eat, just to have a roof over your head. You're doing all these things that are counterproductive to peace, to happiness. So this is only for a select few that can go out into nature and be more like a sadhu, be more like a searcher, be more like a person that says, I just want to be free and live like I should have been living. But if you think about it, society's been, over the last few hundred years, has been molded, and you come into this world molded, and do you like that mold? If you do, then I don't have anything to do with you. There's nothing I can help you, because I'm into emancipation. I'm into entering the dream world where I'm already here in heaven. Not a bad place, until the humans fucked it all up. So I stay off the grid, I stay away from people and let my hair grow, because if you're cutting your hair, why? If you're shaving, why? Why? I ask myself all those questions. So let's get to the first thing about today's video is, why am I hungry? Well, I notice a lot of times when my breathing isn't open, then I start to be more in my body. I start to, what can I eat? How can I serve myself? How can I serve Satan? But I want to get out of being so open that I'm not clinging and grasping for what to eat. I'm free. I'm actually living like I should be. Oh, okay. How do we do that? How do we do that? So, here's what I do. Because eating is holding us back, holding me back, and every time, there's sometimes where I get to a place where I'm just craving something to eat. This is why I'm doing the video. You're craving something to eat. You feel like your salivary glands are going off. It's like, you feel like you gotta eat. Those are, I think, are a lot of parasites, bacterias, yeasts living in the body that need to feed, otherwise they die. And so their life cycle is very short. So we want to eliminate them. So what I do, as soon as I'm having a craving, this will get you over into the breatharian state, is you got to clean that mouth. Start with the mouth. Here's what I process. Take a lemon. Today I have a lime. You squeeze that lime in there and get that all over your mouth, all that acidic nature. And then after the acidic's been in there, you hit yourself with a little bit, just a small amount of baking soda. And you let that foam in your mouth. You let all that, you might say, blowing up. So you clean your mouth, get that stuff moved around, you brush your teeth. Now we're talking tongue, every part of the upper palate, lower palate. Do that 2 or 3 times. Wash your mouth out once. Do it again. Second time, third time. And get that mouth so clean that it's squeaky clean. Then you hit yourself with a towel. And you clean your tongue, you clean out your mouth, you get into every nook and cranny, and then you wash your mouth out. Get that tongue completely clean. When that tongue is clean, are you craving food? Probably not. But if you are, I'll tell you about stage 2. So, after you've cleaned your mouth, then I have something that really is amazing. This is, you can get any sort of product or make it yourself, but this has horseradish, this has cayenne pepper, garlic bulb, osha root, yarrow herb, spilanthes herb, a little bit of garlic, elderberry, meaning it's in there not to taste good. It's in there to kill bacteria, yeast, molds, and funguses. So you take a skip of that, and it's nasty. And that'll go in there, and that'll kill any craving for anything. Man, it's nasty. So you get that in there, wash your mouth out. And if your hunger's not gone, most of it is. You might have a slight sensation in the stomach of hunger. You see, this is what vital. This is key. You need to learn this. The stomach is the root, but probably 95% of all disease begins right there in the gut, right there in the heat, warm, wet environment. I mean, there's a lot of bacteria right there. And sometimes you got burps, sometimes you got cravings for sugar, things like that. It's living there, guys. So this, no one's ever told me how to do this. And I'm telling you to get you off the wheel of having to eat, so you can value the breath rather than eat thinking you're getting energy. As soon as I eat, it steals all my energy. I don't want to have energy thieves around me. I don't want Satan living in my guts. So now that you cleaned your mouth, your guts need to be cleaned. How do you do that? No one's ever told me. I'm going to tell you. So it's a gift. This is a freaking gift. I've known a few yogis. They'll every morning, his guru told him to clean his guts out, vomit. So that's what I want to tell you how to do this. How do you vomit? Well, you get yourself a glass. You fill it with some water, preferably all my water, every single bit of my water. I drink out of this. Now when you start drinking your water out of a Tibetan healing bowl, you're going to start ringing like a bell. Water has a signature. Until you give it the signature that you want, it'll have the signature that you got from the water bottle that's been sitting in a refrigerator or on a store shelf or come from a pipe. It's all disassociated, fragmented, chaotic water. It will give you nothing but problems. If you want problems, fine. I realize that when I drink pure water like this from my Tibetan bowl, banging this for a few minutes, it changes and I start to ring like a bell. So yes, I am higher than you are. I love it. I love it. I can actually say that I'm higher and clearer. I ring like a bell because you haven't been doing it. I'm not here to point fingers. I'm here to up your game. You'll get it? I'm here to up your game so that you can realize, hey, I'm getting free and realize because I got somebody on my side that's my friend, that's Yogi Zen, behind the camera showing you what I'm about. And that's what I'm just bringing you. This is a whole course. And you want to step in the breatharian state, you got to do a couple things that you're not aware of, and most people come in guessing. I've had a few students that have actually stayed with me, lived with me, paid rent, and learned how to breathe and be a breatharian. And you know what? They wanted it, but sometimes the sacrifice is too much. Sometimes it's like, what? You want me to do what? You want me to drink water and vomit? No. Ugh, I can't even have a hard time vomiting. Until you open up this place. Until you have command over your glottis in your throat that commands life and death. Hell and heaven go through this gate all the time. You're eating and drinking, and you're constantly wearing down your energy and draining yourself. So yes, I ask all my students, if you want to learn, you must vomit every morning on this process to clear out the guts and throughout the day. So you make yourself a water mixed with charcoal. This is charcoal. Some baking soda. And I also use salt. I use salt as well. Salt. And I'll always put in some anti-germ. Something anti-germ. This particular has some really cool stuff. Anything that kills things. Camphor, lavender, lemongrass, cinnamon oil, eucalyptus, oregano, clove, rosemary. This is designed to really kick some bacteria ass. Okay, so you put those things in there. Can you see where I'm going with this? Let me just tell you, charcoal, it absorbs toxins. It absorbs a lot of stuff that, well, somebody took arsenic, 10 times the amount that would kill someone, and they took charcoal before they did it, they didn't die. Badass stuff. Baking soda, raise the pH, get alkaline, and get the acids out. The salt to lubricate and also aggravate and cause saline. The salt cleans the nostrils, it'll clean your guts. You do all those things together, people, and you drown as much as you can. Let it move around a little bit, it's important. And then throw it up. Hunger, gone. Gone. No hunger. When you clean this channel, your lungs will start to open up and breathe. Your lungs can start throwing a lot of the mucus and acids and things into the stomach and allow that to be a release valve. So when I'm doing this a few times a day, it's allowing me to release all this stuff, this gook out of my body to where, check it out, I don't have one ache or pain in any joint in my body. Yeah. People go to doctors or chiropractors and stuff, ache and pain, and do all sorts of drugs to alleviate themselves of pain. I just showed you how, completely. You know, why this thing does work, and here's some facts. In Thailand, and this is very rare, this monastery opened up this addiction, heroin, methamphetamine healing center. It's free of charge, but they do it, you have to do it their way. You wake up at 4 in the morning, you sit and meditate, you do some yoga, but you do the cleansing program, because after 3 days, most of these guys don't have addictions for the heroin or other things, because they're cleaning out their gut, their stomach. They're vomiting every morning. So the body wants to heal itself, people. It's always healing itself. Every single moment it's healing itself. It can only do it when we get out of the way, when we stop putting things in and toxifying our body. Even anything we put in our body is an obstruction. Good or bad, organic or fruit, or, you know, your body has to process it. So what do you want to process? How many of us can't give up the things we enjoy that are killing us? So this is a real reality check for us and you and me and the planet to just accept suffering and surrender to it and just breathe into it and let it go. That's the bottom line. The bottom line is you're going to suffer whether you're hungry or full? You're going to suffer. What are you going to suffer more, full or hungry? For I hunger and thirst after the Lord. I sit and wait, and eventually the blessing will come. So, two major bombs there of how to clean the guts and prepare it for the breatharian state. And the last one that I'll show you, which will be in coming videos, is how I breathe into the stomach, the glottis, and prepare myself for breatharian yoga. I relax here, I exhale everything, I create a vacuum. And you hold that breath forever. I could hold that for a few more minutes, but when you exhale through the mouth, gently, and you're squeezing each organ, each rib, your fingertips, everything is exhaling. This is full body brain breathing, body breathing. The whole body has to exhale. And you think exhale, and you exhale slowly, thinking, exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. Find ecstasy in letting go. This is the greatest thing you could ever do for your body, is to just let every single tissue detox. And the air that I had in my stomach, So you see, the vacuum that I'm creating within the tissue of my holy body is, I have 3 lungs. 1, 2, the stomach is the 3rd. And that is connected to the heart. And the heart and the lungs are all bathing in this air, this no more digestive fire, no more food digesting, no more acids in the stomach, no more problem here. You're completely, and then you can enter the awe state, where the breath is open and clear, and you're breathing through the crown of your head into your being. So that's a lot to say. Eventually I'm going to do some Zooms so we can start talking about this and discuss it, because there's going to be a lot of questions, a lot of frustration, and well, you're like, I want to get there, but you know, we all need a helping hand. We all need to be walked down this path, and nobody walked down this path for me, so I had to figure it out on my own. Blow yourself up like a balloon, baby. Go for it. Because the end is near, but it can be right here, now. Free of suffering, floating in the bob of a balloon of the Maha Samadhi, being reluctant to do anything else other than to accept suffering and be here now. And enjoy it. And I approve of this message. And so does a skull boy over there, and be here now, and these little things. And these beautiful mobiles, well, it's one of the last things that I made a couple years ago when I was making art. Aren't they beautiful? I only find the coolest pieces of wood to celebrate in their glory. Alright. Keep ringing like a bell, people. Whoa. Where bliss is can only be found through this type of breath work. You may feel bliss without it. Next level is your breathing, people. Sing to your brain. Let each tissue vibrate. Everything's vibrating to where it's like, I'm so satisfied I could stop breathing and just be here forever. That's the state we're going for. Thanks for listening. I know I'm redundant, but I want you to get it. I want you to find there's nothing more important. I'm getting out. I don't have any schedule or people calling me or doing or pulling on me or places I have to be or go. That's the only people I can talk to. So the Buddha says goodbye to the Buddha that's within you. Wake up, get right, or otherwise, fuck it. Enjoy yourself. I'm sure you're suffering, and we're all suffering, is the best thing you could ever choose because Jesus is the only way. Thanks for checking me out.